Intelligent Talk Radio.
Telling you who to trust, how to feel,
Complacent.
and how to think.
I am not reading. It's your boy Kevin Murphy here on air. There's no way. Wait, we're on air already? And I just read it? Son of a... Hey guys, Kevin Murphy here. And today, we're gonna be taking a little trip to a place I like to call Flavor Town. Woo! If you're an old fogey, you'll remember Happy Burger. If you're a little younger than that, you might remember stopping at Happy's Humble Hamburger on the way home from Grovestock. Yes, kids, before there was Rock the Warehouse, we had Grovestock. Later on down the line, they rebranded as Happy's Humble Burger Barn, and still, later yet, Happy's Humble Burger Farm. Their mascots have been all over the place. Video games, TV shows, animes, movies, action figures. I grew up with Farmyard Festivities myself. You know, some people think they're a bit crass or outdated now, but I don't think so. Can't believe they banned episodes. Just put a disclaimer at the start. Let the wusses change the channel. Anyway, we're not talking about Farmyard Festivities today. We're talking about the food. The delicious Happy's Deluxe, namely, and the infamous chilled beef patty. It's perfect. A slab of chilled beef, a slice of crisp lettuce, some crunchy onions, juicy tomato slice, a pickle. Feel free to add some ketchup or mustard, some barbecue sauce, or some dressing. These things, delicious. I know they clog up your arteries and all, but I'd eat 3 a day if it wouldn't give me a heart attack at 64. Huh? Obscura owns the Happy's franchise. Really? I didn't know that. So I take it I'm not allowed to mention the impact they have on health? Fine. No cursing. Stay in script more. Don't mention the unpronounceable chemical ingredients of the food you're pushing on people. Happy Burger was renowned from the start for not only having the delicious Happy Deluxe, made with their own patented chilled beef patty, but also for giving free burgers to soldiers returning from the Great Scythian War. Aw, that's nice of them. That was a brutal war. Obscura took interest in Happy's Humble Hamburger, buying out the restaurant and putting their flavor engineers to work. Flavor engineers? Give me a break. They're mixing spices. They're not constructing bridges ensuring imperative trade routes to maintain commerce in a burgeoning civilization. They're mixing spices. What? Well, listen, I gotta add stuff in. These scripts are too short. There's not enough here to fill 5 minutes. I gotta add some of my own stuff in. You should be the happy, humble one that you got talent like me in here to make these duds home runs. Get it together. And give me a water too. None of that Obscura brand fluoride water either. Get some Northbury Grove natural spring water. Heifers, cows, and bulls are all treated with humility, respect, and love before being harvested at Obscura Biotech facilities. Oh, harvested? That is such a weird way to say butchered. They aren't a crop. They're livestock. You murder the creature, and then you butcher or harvest it. The cows travel by train. Hold up again. They traveled by train? You mean they were transported? Listen, if I'm being forced to stay with the script, it should be written correctly. You follow me? These animals aren't traveling to vacation in Scythian. They're being brought to be butchered. Sorry, harvested. To be sold to jabronis like me to be eaten. Let's stop trying to church it up here. Look at the footage you're using. It's downright grisly. Nothing I say will make this video any less creepy. Who designed this? Who did you hire to make this crap? This is creepy as hell. What I'm reading doesn't even fit with the images on screen. And what is with that soundtrack? It sounds like a horror movie score on Calm Me Down capsules. Who did you get to make that music? Boards of Scythian? Come on.
Obscura Programming presents the Nifty Dimensions Podcast. Fabricate a new normal, a whole new reality.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? And welcome to the Nifty Dimensions Podcast. We are, of course, sponsored and produced by Obscura Programming, and we share in their quest to fabricate reality. And fabricate reality we shall today with this remarkable lineup of artists. So let's go. Today I've got a special treat for you. I'm taking a look at some of the newest paintings being featured at the new Elysian Museum Art Gallery. These are some truly incredible pieces to behold, but before we get started, remember to head on over to the Nifty Dimensions status post page and hit that subscribe button for me. Thank you. First up, we have the ghostly apparitions of Pixel Phantoms. These cute pixelated spirits are like the ghosts of your childhood. Pixel Phantoms will surely bring back fond memories to your youth playing Fun Zone games. But beware, 6,666 escaped, and they resurfaced throughout the world, some even at New Elysian. Next up is the art of skelelinks. These crisp, crystal clear images showcase our inner foundation, our skeletons. Because we're all the same on the inside for the most part, right? Join the Link Legion and grab yourself a Skelelink. Those aren't the only bones we dug up, because next we have the one and only Bit Bones. 1,000 original pieces handcrafted and unique, and that's it. So don't be a lazy bones, join the skeleton army and go check out the work of Bit Bones at the new Elysian Museum. Our next artist is the ever-talented Bart Graft. When he's not releasing business synth on Status Post, he's dropping these art piece commissions from shady corporations. According to Bart, all payments from said corporations link back to shady banks located to the Outcast Islands. Keeping the party going on this episode of Nifty Dimensions is the captivating art of Crypto Broskis. Only 300 of these collectible brotinos will be circulated, so go check out what made it into the new Elysian Museum. What's most amazing of all, for every brotino that finds a home, multiple trees are planted just outside of Seacoast Row. The legendary Freeman Fly needs little introduction. His talk show on Obscura Programming is renowned for speaking truth to power, even when that power comes knocking down his door again and again and again. Can the angry mob just let the guy finish? Seriously. Well, getting shouted down for his wisdom isn't all Freeman does. He also makes killer art, which can be seen at the new Elysian Museum. Let's get in the Wessel. Let the artist Wessel take you on a journey with his art as your vessel. These truly awe-inspiring pieces are both everything and nothing all at once. Wessel's daring pieces would be right at home in a therapist's office, presented to patients during psychological evaluations, just as they are right at home in the art gallery at New Elysian Museum. Alright, up next we have Odd Man Out. From Skull's Crowns to Skelevision, Odd Man Out makes sure to keep the skeleton army alive and well. Obscura Programming always appreciates a good art piece of doom and gloom, and so should you. So get over to the new Elysian Museum and check out the work of Odd Man Out. Last but not least, we have the psychedelic musings of our own, the Nifty Dimensions brand art, Crypto Fluffs. Contemplate life and death while you look at our trippy designs. Lose yourself to the chaotic fractals without ever needing a hit of entity. It's Crypto Fluffs. All of these artists offer custom commissions, and want to know the best part? You can buy it in digital currency like Shipcoin, Slasher Bucks, whatever you've got on the Slacken exchange will work. Well, so long as your Scythian social credit score is in good standing, that is. So don't forget to attend any re-education summits RAT Security throws at you. Anyway, that's about it for this episode of Nifty Dimensions. Hope you enjoyed the killer artwork, so give it up again for this week's roster, and be sure to check out all of their artwork at the new Elysian Museum. Everybody take it easy, and peace.
Obscura Programming presents the Nifty Dimensions Podcast. Obedience is liberty.
In another compelling chapter of Escape from the Barn, the Barnyard Buds take a look in the mirror in Double Vision. Happy the humble heifer, Petey the portly pig, and Charlie the chillin' chicken come across another trio. Connie the courteous cow, Huey the hefty hog, and Reggie the radical rooster. Sammy the surly salmon is even surprised to meet Cornelius the cranky carp. At first the animals get along well, but eventually they begin to quarrel, and after an intense row, the group parts ways on bad terms. Sometime later, the Barnyard Buds find the Farmyard friends in trouble, surrounded by wolves. Will the Barnyard Buds let bygones be bygones and save the Farmyard friends? Find out in this episode of Escape from the Barn.
We'll climb every mountain,
guys? Kevin Murphy here. You may remember me from Northbury Grove Radio. Well, I got fired. So, now I'm working for this Obscura Programming Company, and I gotta say, it's not bad. Although I can't swear, so bear with me over here. This is Bombs Away. It's a documentary about bomb tests or something. Man, I can't even read this script. Paragon's testing facility on Durajango? Where on site is that? Durajango was the site of an unfortunate accident resulting in a small nuclear explosion. The entire facility was wiped out, and the Outcast Islands were never the same. Ah, it's one of the Outcast Islands. I always wondered what they were called. You know, I remember that. The explosion went off, and then all the different countries became the world Scythian government.
The Sabbath government is in talks with all of the nations of Scythe. A unified front has been established to contain the fallout. This broadcast will now end. This broadcast will now end. This broadcast will now end.
The entire facility gone. I hope they paid off the tribes living nearby. The employees knew what they were signing up for. You're working for some guy named Dr. Zane Grimm. You gotta expect something sketchy is happening behind the scenes, you know? But the poor tribes living nearby, probably there for centuries. We just come on over, throw up Paragon facilities, start doing weird experiments, then bomb their native land and form a world government? I wonder if any of those kids on those islands are born with, like, extra limbs or two heads or something. Wait, where was I in this script? All right, the next big nuclear explosion took place just a short year later when... Wait, hold on a second. Is this still nuclear waste pouring into our water? Nothing in this script gives closure to that first example. The bomb went off on Durajango, whatever, and then what happened? How did they conceal the waste? How did they stop the spread of radiation? How much radiation was being recorded from right outside? I thought just a few nukes would destroy the whole planet, and here we are, testing them every 2 hours, apparently. Look at how big that bomb is. And another one? And another one? How many bombs have been showcased already here? Why aren't the governments dropping these dirty bombs ever held accountable? That's probably why they all formed together right after this. Somehow, news got out. I think Maverick Cooper broke the story, then an hour later, there's a world government? I don't buy it. If the Northbury Grove Police Department can cover up a string of murders, and if media outlets and chain stores can pull Senile Showdown Elderly Eradication off shelves for cartoon violence, then I think it's safe to assume the world Scythian government isn't telling us the full story about what happened on Dojajanga. Am I right? Or am I just some crazy kook that deserved to get fired for cursing on Sabbath broadcasting during the second Northbury Grove massacre? What? Get back to the script? The ink is running. I can't even read this. Get a bigger font size next time. You're the ones who told me to make it my own. All right. Jeez. The world Scythian government went on to make even bigger bombs. It is the fear of nuclear conflict that brought the world together under one banner and one rule. The effects of the small explosion at the Paragon facility led to sweeping legislation and litigation to ensure no such accident would ever occur again. And if it was to happen despite new regulations, how to efficiently clean up the waste and contain the radiation so that no one will suffer the ill consequences of a meltdown or bomb testing again. Hey, how about stop testing nukes? Stop building them. We have a world government now. What do we even need the nukes for? You already got us financially enslaved into this world government. Who are you gonna have to nuke? What, is there some threat from outer space? Some sort of alien invasion gonna happen? Give me a break.
We'll climb every mountain, we'll ride every road. Adventure awaits us, excitement wherever we go. And no one can stop us wherever we roam. We're better together, we'll find our way home.
Farmyard Festivities debuted when TV was still in black and white. It was a quick success, offering a weary public just what they needed: light-hearted comedy to take their minds off the horror and strife of the Great Scythian War. The war had ended just around 1 year prior to the pilot episode. Cartoonist Tex Vanover used childhood doodles scribbled on his school notebook called the Barnyard Buds as his characters. While the show was targeted at kids, adults also enjoyed the wacky antics of the Barnyard Buds, tapping their feet to the big band orchestra music provided by the esteemed Sedites Coastal Orchestra. While the cartoon went on to become a runaway success, many of the original Buds were retired. By the end of the series 20 years later, some had been retired permanently, only emerging again in the video games. Some of their retired characters include Gary the Grumpy Goat, Dimitri Duck, prancing Preston pony, and Sonny the sheepish sheepdog. There were, however, clear fan favorites. Happy the humble heifer, most of all, was the runaway star and has become an unrivaled culture icon across the planet Scythe. Even decades later, kids grow up watching modern takes on Happy, and parents revisit the classics with their kids. Happy the humble heifer. Happy the humble heifer today is a cultural icon known globally across several generations of people. But Happy wasn't Tech's intended star. The fans decided that. Tex had originally intended Gary the grumpy goat and Sonny the sheepish sheepdog to carry the franchise. Incidentally, both characters are no longer used today. Happy was the character people seemed to resonate with the most by a wide margin. Her first appearance, ironically, was as a background character. Happy finally got her very own starring episode in Till the Cows Come Home. It produced the highest ratings of the series and quickly led Tex to reimagine the show around her, among other emerging favorites. Petey the Portly Pig. Petey the Portly Pig is arguably the second largest breakout star of the Barnyard Buds. Petey eventually went on to star in his very own 3D platforming adventure game. Petey the Portly Pig was Tech's first character. Technically, Petey is the original Barnyard Bud. Petey is every bit as joyful as his heifer friend, always bearing a smile, despite almost always being hunted. His first starring role had him up against the farmer in Bacon in the Sun. A recurring motif with the Petey character became his interactions with wild boars, being a domesticated pig and meeting feral hogs in the wild and earning their respect. A common sitcom trope some say Petey originated.
Cross every valley, we'll swim every sea. The fate that awaits us surely will set us all free. Whatever will happen, we won't be alone forever. Together, we'll find our way home. We'll find our way home.
Has restless leg syndrome gone full restless body syndrome? Are you staying up 3 days at a time with barely any sleep? Are you having an impossible time calming down? Then you should try Obscura Biotech's Calm Me Down capsules. Pop 1 to 5 of these and sleep like a baby.
One of my favorite things to do is rent King's Comfort rooms where people have died or been murdered. And just like lay in the dead energy of the room. I always remember to bring my jet black thermals with me when I do. And these overpriced candles to set ambiance. Ambiance. They're shaped like crows and ravens. It's awesome. is like you. You are so much different, so unique. Otherwise, why would you be here buying these shirts everyone else wears and not caring that everyone else is wearing them? Live your life, dude. Like, seriously.
Hey everyone, I got some great news, especially for those of you out there with an empty gut and a sweet tooth. Happy's Humble Burger Farm is introducing brand new items to the Happy Humble menu. No, we aren't bringing back the chilled beef steak and cheese sandwich, and it isn't the soft serve station or dried apples either. But we are bringing in some delicious new desserts. I'm talking about chocolate chip cookies and hot pies.
You won't believe how happy you feel after enjoying a Happy's meal.
Kevin Murphy, back with you again, here at Obscura Programming. Still here giving you all the facts they've conveniently framed to make themselves look good about topics like chemical-laden hamburger recipes, unethical nuclear bomb testing, and today, geothermal energy. After the nuclear explosion on Django, wiped out the research facility, all other Paragon outposts throughout the Outcast Islands were shut down indefinitely. Dr. Grimm stepped down as CEO, selling off the locations to a new upstart company, Obscura Biotech. Obscura's aim was to replace the dangerous nuclear power plants with a much more climate-friendly means of energy production, namely geothermal energy. Now, you may have heard of the cluster of volcanoes on the Outcast Islands, and you've definitely heard of the megavolcano that went off a few hundred years ago. You know, the one that sunk an entire continent, the remains of which today are the very Outcast Islands we speak of? Yeah, that megavolcano. Obscura Biotech's idea was to utilize the magma under that. Basically, they harnessed the heat from the subsurface of Scythe under the crust, all the hot molten rock magma flowing under these volcano clusters. To produce power, they dig these big freaking wells, sometimes over a mile deep, into underground reservoirs. Now, it's here they gain access to hot water, and in turn, steam, which is used to power turbines. Now, the turbines are connected to the electricity generators, and the electricity generators power up civilization. Perhaps the wonderful television set on which you're watching this is being powered by geothermal energy. Honestly, and I'm not just saying this as an Obscura corporate stooge, this is pretty incredible. Harness the heat from the core of Scythe. No radiation, no nuclear energy. So much safer and cleaner. So what? You might get a little sulfur dioxide or hydrogen sulfide popping off from time to time, but at the end of the day, it ain't gonna result in entire generations of kids born with soft skulls and 8-fingered hands, right? Even the term to describe it sounds cool. Magma power. Sounds like a heavy metal band from the Seacoast Rose Circuit or something. Think about what we're doing. We're drilling into volcanoes and sucking out the energy like a geological vampire. We get all juiced up on steam and magma, and then, woo! We're ready to freaking go. Entire cities powered, commerce, society, transportation, civilization, all thanks to Obscura Biotech. And quite frankly, that mega volcano had it coming. It may have been a few hundred years ago, sure, but hundreds of thousands died when it erupted. It took out an entire continent. To think it'd sink a landmass bigger than Darius, and there were still 5 islands left behind. Islands that rival the size of smaller countries, mind you. Obscura Biotech scientists have actually surmised that tapping into the volcano chain and using it to power things up, well, it might be saving us from another giant eruption. Yeah, we can blow stuff up ourselves with nukes, but heaven forbid, nature acts natural. Not only are we powering up entire cities and neighborhoods with energy that is arguably safer and cleaner than nuclear, we're also potentially stopping another massive eruption that could bury entire islands in magma. No one wants that, now do they? Obscura Biotech is potentially saving millions of lives if they are, in fact, stopping a volcanic eruption, and are potentially saving billions of lives into the future, given the fact this clean energy solution offered as an alternative to nuclear power. Ah, you hear that? Obscura Biotech saving the world, making a killing while they're doing it. They aren't just Paragon with a fresh new coat of paint or anything. They're climate justice ninjas. Of course, they definitely deserve to make a killing. Their pledge to preserve the climate with clean energy is noble and inspiring. Not to the point where I'll take a pay doc, but, I mean, save the whales, right? Keep Scythe green. Hey, we should all take a page out of Obscura Biotech's book and be more conscientious of the choices we make. And, you know, how they affect the environment we live in. I'm not saying go screaming at your neighbor or anything, but folks, remember, recycle, all right? Sort out your trash. There. Huh? I did the whole read enthusiastically and sincerely. How big is the Scythian credits bonus for not ad-libbing again? Now, those new Elysian bungalow rentals you're giving staff are not cheap. Lodging should come with the gig, if you ask me. You forced me to fly out here when I could easily record these lines from my apartment back in my one-bedroom in Spectre City. I'd be banking way more of this cash, that's for sure. What? It's still recording. Great. Son of a...
In light of new competition in the energy drink game, Bump Cola has gone back to the drawing board. We've innovated our formula by sparing no expense and harnessing the ingenuity of the world's top flavor engineers and energy scientists to concoct a recipe unrivaled in both taste and energy boost. Our new beverage is unmatched even by the strongest coffee beans anywhere on the planet. Bump Cola is back with double sugar and double caffeine. Twice the rush, twice the sugar high, twice the energy. When you need to really get things kicking off, crack into a Bump Cola. And for the love of all that is holy, do not drink more than one of these a day. You might even want to cut it with water. New Bump Cola, unparalleled energy.
Hey kid, are you looking for a job? Calling all burger flippers and those that live to serve. Happy's Humble Burger Farm is looking for part-time workers this weekend only. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Head on over to your local Happy's Humble Burger Farm and speak with Happy the Humble Heifer. Tell her we sent you. Duties will include burger testing, streamlining restaurant operations, and customer satisfaction. Remember,
You won't believe how happy you feel after enjoying a happy meal.
Years ago, the Great Scythian War ended in a series of devastating nuclear explosions. Tragically, millions perished. This shaped the world so profoundly, it became the moment in history around which calendars are based. 91 years later, another nuclear explosion rocked a Paragon research facility on the outcast island Durijango. The chemical spill led to the formation of the World Scythian Government, and the research facility was abandoned, but not for long. Obscura Biotech managed to obtain the property and are rumored to conduct strange scientific experiments in the...
Always remember to listen to your parents. They know what's best. Unless they tell you to stop watching Obscura family programming, then it's time to stop listening.
You ever think there's more to life? I mean, when you break out of your conformist days, do you ever realize you're stuck in a routine, like you're just doing the same old pointless stuff day in, day out? Check out our calendars. Rue your existence as you cross out each day staring at cats wearing little suits.
Working a full-time job can be so stressful, even if you do what you love for a living. That's why Obscura Biotech scientists and health specialists have crafted a pharmaceutical blend to alleviate stress entirely. Introducing the brand new Stress Killers. Kill stress dead in its tracks.
See how Escape from the Barn began as we revisit the pilot in Farmstead Redemption. Happy the Humble Heifer, Petey the Portly Pig, and Charlie the Chillin Chicken are barnyard buds through and through, but they start to grow nervous when their pal Abraham the Audacious Alpaca is taken by the farmer and disappears. The plot thickens when Charlie finds his henwives in a panic. Their eggs were stolen, and it isn't the first time someone kidnapped their unborn chicks. Who is behind these dastardly plots? What are their nefarious goals? Find out on the pilot of Escape from the Barn.
We'll climb every mountain, we'll ride every road. Adventure awaits us, excitement wherever we go. And no one can stop us wherever we roam. We're better together, we'll find our way home.
So appreciate. Have a happy humble day.
See.
Obscura Family Programming is brought to you by the letter C, which stands for compliance. C-O-M-P-L-I-A-N-C-E. Compliance. Compliance is happiness. Obscura Family Programming has it all! Bright colors for the kids, innuendos for the adults, and massive profits for the corporation.
existence is just suffering. Don't you get it? And the only way to cope, other than laying down and rotting, is to get these trendy bondage pants. Look at the chains hanging off them.
Here at Qure, we know what's best for you. Your health is our priority. We take every credit we earn incredibly seriously and pledge to provide the highest quality healthcare your credit can buy. You can trust our healthcare technicians to unfailingly bring you the best prescriptions, treatments, and vaccinations. Qure, serving the new Elysian city for almost 50 years.
So much is expected of us in modern Scythian society. We gotta work, pay bills, say the right things, and avoid the wrong places. Meet the right people so we can avoid the wrong situations. And make sure we're doing right even by those that do us wrong. So we'll never have to deal with the karmatic consequences of wrongfully going about our day, wronging others with no right to do so until we stand rightfully accused of being in the wrong place at the wrong time for the wrong reasons. So much stress! Drink your coffee and get so juiced up on caffeine, your mind will shoot right past any sort of existential questions like these. Leave society behind with our caffeine. Jazzy's Java for when you gotta go fast!
On this thrilling episode of Escape from the Barn, the buds get marooned, and Sammy the surly salmon faces his worst fears in Utter Island. The barnyard buds are forced to rush over a bridge during a storm, finding themselves stranded on an island. They await advice from Sammy, but when they reach the bay to find him, they discover he's been captured by the farmer's brother, the fisherman. Will Happy and company be able to spring their salmon? Or will Sammy be served as sushi? Find out on this week's Escape from the Barn, Utter Island.
We'll climb every mountain, we'll ride every road. Adventure awaits us, excitement wherever we go. And no one can stop us wherever we roam. We're better together, we'll find our way home.
We are so appreciate. Have a happy, humble day.
On a spellbinding installment of Escape from the Barn, we see Petey the portly pig question what it means to be a hog in Ham by Knee. When our heroes stumble upon a pack of wild boars, Petey begins questioning whether his place is beside his barnyard companions or with his nomadic kin. But Charlie the Chillin chicken overhears the boars dissing Petey, calling him a domesticated swine and bacon strips. Charlie is unsure whether to tell Petey after the boars threaten to defeather him. Will Charlie tell Petey about the boars bullying? Will Petey leave his buds behind? Find out on Escape from the Barn, Ham by Knee.
We'll climb every mountain, we'll ride every road. Adventure awaits us, excitement wherever we go.
on a
We'll climb every mountain, we'll ride every road. Adventure awaits us, excitement wherever we go. And no one can stop us wherever we roam. We're better together, we'll find our way home.
Charlie the Chillin' Chicken. Charlie the Chillin' Chicken was yet another early barnyard bud that became a mainstay of the entire franchise. Charlie had a very chilled-out Zen personality. Some even called Charlie a deadbeat. Charlie was the first of the barnyard buds to sing a song in an episode. Songs went on to become a staple in both the TV show and movies. Charlie would brandish a baritone guitar and play Western-style licks, making fans out of viewers old and young alike. The character of Charlie eventually reached #1 on the music charts with 8 different songs. These include The Barnyard Connection, In My Barn, Cock-a-Doodle Don't, These Wings Are Made for Flying, and On the Wings of a Rooster. A line of guitars were eventually made with Charlie's likeness. Fans criticized the cheap parts and the fact that the classical guitar was used instead of Charlie's signature baritone. Sammy the Surly Salmon. Solomon the Standoffish Salmon has a much shorter history than other franchise regulars. The character was rebranded as Sammy the Surly Salmon halfway through Farmyard Festivities run and given an episode. From Solomon the Standoffish to Saul the Salty to Sammy the Surly, the character grew in popularity and importance. Sammy's first solo episode was unique in that it actually provided viewers an educational look at the actual behaviors of real-life salmon. Some parents got upset, claiming they didn't want their children learning about how fish mate. But Tex Vanover laughed them off as shrill and hysterical. It's a kid's cartoon. Other parents praised the direction. The Farmer. The Farmer is the ultimate antagonist to the barnyard buds throughout the franchise. The second most notable villain is his cousin, the Fisherman. The Farmer also has a family known as the Farmer's Wife and the Farmer's Daughter. He also has a dog, Richie the Hound. Later on in the show, the Farmer was humanized, showing no awareness of the intelligent nature of the animals. They are merely livestock to him, not victims he relishes in butchery. Fans and critics alike were stunned tuning into the 2-part series finale. Tex wrote and directed the final episode, Farmer's Harvest, before passing the torch to his son, Chuck. Farmer's Harvest saw the buds captured and butchered in a surprisingly sad send-off. When asked about the intense ending, Tex smiled and said, "Ask Chuck." this week's Escape from the Barn. See how it all ends in the series finale, Requiem of a Cream. In the penultimate episode, Sammy the Salmon was caught and served breaded with a side of coleslaw. Charlie the Chillin chicken was hit by a car, rendered deep fried. And Petey the portly pig was chopped into dozens of bacon strips as Happy watched. Will Happy hatch one final plan to escape the slaughterhouse? Or is our titular humble heifer destined to the same fate as her deceased buds? Find out on the shocking series finale of Escape from the Barn.
We'll climb every mountain, we'll ride every road. Adventure awaits us, excitement wherever we go. And no one can stop us wherever we roam. We're better together, we'll find our way home.
We are so appreciate. Have a happy humble day.
Turn that dreaded commute to work.
The white zone is for immediate.
Into a leisurely drive through audio paradise.
Vision Talk Radio.
When you just want to sit back, take it easy, and enjoy some classic tunes like Farmyard Festivities, Happy Humble Hijinks, and Escape from the Barn, then man, there's no better snack to munch on than these new desserts. The chewy chocolate chip cookies and delicious hot pies will change how you think about dessert, bruh. No lie. But be careful. Once you eat one, you're gonna start smashing these things. I'm telling you.
You won't believe how happy you feel after enjoying a happy's meal.
the surly salmon takes center stage in Bottle Episode. Sammy the surly salmon has gotten himself into quite a predicament. A bottle. The entire episode plays out as Sammy struggles to escape and faces his demons. This experimental tour de force wowed film buffs and fans alike. See the episode that has all the critics talking on Escape from the Bard.
We'll climb every mountain, we'll ride every road. Adventure awaits us, excitement wherever we go. And no one can stop us wherever we roam. We're better together, we'll find our way home.
We are so appreciate. Have a happy humble day.
Whether you live to work or work to live, you're going to need some stamina, some motivation, some vitality. And sure, you could keep an eye on your nutrition, enjoy a healthy, balanced diet, exercise regularly, and get a proper amount of sleep in, but honestly, that's boring, and sometimes it's impossible. So when you don't have time for self-care, let Jazzy's Java fill in the blanks. Fill those running shoes with the energy of a triathlete medalist with our coffee. This is Dom Plays from Status Post here. One thing that gets me going for my streams is Jazzy's Java. Their coffee kicks some serious ass.